The following is a presentation of the HAN Network, the leader for local news, sports, and entertainment in Fairfield and Westchester counties.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Darien Ice Rink in Darien, Connecticut, of course. And tonight we get underway with girls hockey for the winter season here on the HAN Network. Tonight, the Indians of Guilford High School come down I-95, initially past the Darien Ice Rink, make their way to Stamford, make a U-turn, and now join the new Canaan Rams in Darien. A little bit of a late start tonight. This game was supposed to get underway at 6 o'clock, but tonight it's the opener for both teams. With Chris Kaelin, I'm Rob Adams. John Kovac is here, as well as Eric Gendron, Marty Hersom as well tonight. Dave Stewart also. And Cato, finally, we get things started on the winter season.
Absolutely, and unfortunately it doesn't feel like winter outside unless we all move to Seattle. But for these new Canaan Lady Rams, they're starting a quest that they tried to complete last year and unfortunately had come to a crashing halt by the Ridgefield Tigers in the FCIAC semifinals. They're definitely on a mission to conquer the FCIAC this year.
And I think they're going to be one of the better teams this year in the FCIAC. Of course, their fellow mates here at the Darien Ice Rink, the Darien Blue Wave, have plenty to say about that, but I could really see this being a possible state championship kind of team, at least a participant in the Rams. They've got that kind of talent up front with Catherine Granito, one of their real stars, anchoring their top line.
Absolutely, and having for New Canaan, they have three very good lines that they put out there. They rotate three defensemen who all play very well. They skate well. They move well. They clog up the lines. And what they do very well and what they've always done here in New Canaan is keep the goaltender protected and they keep the traffic clear.
Couple of minutes away from getting things started. As we mentioned, a late start tonight, and I joked in the opening about the Indians. The Indians actually continued down I-95 a little longer than they needed to, got into Stamford, realizing that that was not the right place to go, made the U-turn, and they're here. So the word is that they will not make ice, use the Zamboni, change ice, whatever phrasing you like to use, that they will not do that for this game tonight. So ice conditions will be something to watch. Now, I agree with you. Hard to believe they will go the whole game without it, but I think it'll be dictated by the pace of play.
Absolutely. It's whether or not they play a clean game, not a lot of whistles, not a lot of icing, penalties, anything like that, things that, pretty much stop the clock. But the problem is getting later in the game, not having that smooth ice, that smooth surface to move, not knowing a lot about Guilford, but I know New Canaan. They're a speedy team. They're fast. They like to move with the puck. They like to play an up-tempo pace. But with choppy ice, it's very hard to do.
Their starting goaltender, Sarah Street, warming up down below us at this point. However, they also have a pretty strong freshman class. Amanda Hill can also get a lot of time in net for Rich Bulin and these Rams. On the other side, we will see exactly what Gil Shaper and the Guilford Indians have brought here tonight.
Absolutely, and just looking at them on the other side skating, they look like they're a very skilled team. They've got size, which for them can be a big presence with New Canaan. What New Canaan's going to have to do is they can't try to play matchup with them and get any kind of physical as far as working defensively or even offensively moving. Their forecheck is not going to be based on physicality, but more speed and aggressiveness.
Darien had already picked up a win to start the season. They played Saturday with a non-conference game against the East Catholic Co-op, the Tri-op, in fact. They got a 2-1 victory. Emily Giannunzio made 36 saves in that victory for the Blue Wave. And the Blue Wave, of course, coming off a pretty big weekend, all things considered, with a state championship in football. We can talk a little more about that as we go along throughout the evening. As the teams make their way over to the benches, we pause here, and I think we will take a timeout and get set for the opening of this game. We have got Guilford and New Canaan coming up shortly. We're out for a break. We'll get it started right after this. You're watching high school hockey on the HAN Network.
Well, there's still a bite out on the water. Most anglers have decided to stow the gear for the winter. Just because Mother Nature isn't cooperating doesn't mean you can't see the latest models of all your favorite gear. With 2 convenient locations, it couldn't be easier to get your fix of summer. Boater, beach bum, fisherman, or simply love the New England coast, this is a unique place to shop. The Dock Shop, 51 Tokenique Road, Darien, 609 Riverside Avenue, Westport, or on the web, dockshop.com. Well, there's still a bite out on the water.
Does buying a car leave you feeling like you're chasing your tail? Head straight to Pamby Chrysler Jeep Dodge and Ram and take car buying in a whole new direction.
We welcome you back to the Darien Ice Rink with Chris Kaelin and our crew. I'm Rob Adams. Looks like no national anthem is what we have confirmed, so we are almost set to go. Roger Simpson and Siobhan Camo Russell are the officials tonight. For you on your video, you will see New Canaan move from right to left. For Cato and I, in our usual perch, we will watch the Rams go from bottom to top. And they are in the white with the black numbers, block style, outlined in red, with the black, red, and white striping as well. And, of course, the Ram on the front. Guilford keeps it simple, green and white, Guilford on the front, and a white number on the back. Ready to get the 2015-16 season underway for the opening draw, and we are underway, as it was anchored, of course, on that top line by Catherine Granito. Goes down the left side, down to Brooke Dean. Dean, the sophomore, around to the right wing side, held in at the right point, chipped across, and it'll go into the left corner. Skating over there is Gianna Bruno. Bruno feeds it back to Granito in the high slot, just wrists it down, and it goes off to the left side of the netminder. No score, 25 seconds gone by in the opening stanza. Heading down into that right corner. Played down near the corner by Catherine Lawrence, junior defenseman for Guilford. In the right corner, bounces out in front, chipping at it again. Another try there, and they score. Brooke Dean, 43 seconds in, 1-0 New Canaan.
And New Canaan just very aggressive, very tenacious. They get the puck over on the near side, on the bench side. They pinch it off. What they're able to do is they move the puck along the back, get it to the front to Granito, where she's able to just keep putting the puck on net without getting any support. She's able to put it in for the goal.
And a 1-0 lead for the New Canaan Rams. Down the left side it goes. They throttle it across, off to the right wing side now in the circle, feeding it back out toward the right point, wristed down. It'll head over toward that right corner. Katie Marciano will come over there. The Marcianos are, I'm sure, a lovely family and a broadcaster's nightmare. Why, you ask? I will try to explain, and Dave Stewart has been prepping me for this for several days now. If you get a look at the roster for Rich Buellin and New Canaan, as it's loose out in front, a couple of tries again, and it'll go over to the left wing side. There are no less than, I believe, 4 Marcianos to be found on your roster as it comes down on net.
Couple of shots on goal. New Canaan really aggressive on the attack. Guilford, I don't know if they're showing a little bit of signs of not having enough time to stretch and warm up because of the bus ride. They seem to be a step slow on New Canaan. It's just going to be a little bit for them to get their feet, but if they can get it going, they've got to clear the puck and get on the offensive side of the ice.
Face-off will come to the right side of the Guilford net. 1-0 New Canaan, with a minute and a half gone by in period number 1 of a lot of ice hockey and so on for us throughout the season here on the HAN Network. Excited to be back with you. It's been a few weeks since we've had a game for you. Taken back behind the net by Catherine Lawrence of Guilford. Now they skate it back out. They'll try to get it into the New Canaan zone for the first time today. They do. Send it down the right wing side, and it'll come back behind the net of Sarah Street. Working it through and fed back out of the zone by the Rams. Played ahead by Sarah Murphy. Held in and across the line. Now down the right wing side, Lawrence feeds it all the way down, looking for an icing call, and they will get it. 1-0 New Canaan, 12:45 remaining in the first period.
And about 2 minutes and 15 seconds into this game, and Guilford is showing a lot of signs of struggle just dealing with this New Canaan speed. They're unable to move. They finally able to move the puck out of their defensive zone with about a minute 45 into the game. New Canaan's just been dominant. Now what they have to do is try to sustain some kind of offensive output.
Puck goes back behind the net. Brooke Dean had the goal. Wristed around to the near side boards. Again, from your perspective, you the viewer, coming back. Here come the Indians. Skating down, Alexa Petrist down into the left circle, turned over now. Here's Granito on a potential breakaway. Granito, right circle, dancing in, goes wide, sends it wide. Granito missed a golden opportunity there, but we skate on it. 1-0, and then throws it on net and scores. It's 2-0.
And that's just raw speed for New Canaan. They get it back into the offensive zone. Granito with the breakaway, she gets it up to the net, just throws it wide, but then everybody comes back down and starts swarming the net, getting on the forecheck, and that's the aggressiveness that New Canaan's shown so far.
2-0 New Canaan. Off the draw. Taken back by the Rams and Mia Carroll. Sent down, heading down on net, looking for more. Poke at it a couple of tries off to the left side of the net. And a little pushing and shoving at the end of the play out in front of Brooke Misbach, the senior netminder for Guilford.
Yeah, Guilford's having a hard time with this New Canaan speed. They're moving in, they're getting out. Trying to look, are we going for a line change? It looked like somebody was signaling a goal.
No, there's a goal.
There is a goal.
There is a goal that went in. There's a third goal on the scoreboard, and it looked like that's what they were celebrating, but we didn't want to say for sure, so it comes at 3:13. It's 3-0. We will get bookkeeping when time allows.
And the hard part about this, that way to back and forth for us, is we have a hard time seeing the official making the signals.
Absolutely. So 3-0. 11:25 to go in the first period, and already the Rams off and running. They scored just 43 seconds in.
And Guilford is really having a hard time with this New Canaan speed. They're swarming, they're moving, and they're very aggressive without the puck. Everybody's attacking the net, even the defensemen. Everybody's rotating well. You see the rotation on the offensive side where you're seeing defensemen go to the net and the forwards come back to take the point, and then if they have to, they'll drop back and play like defensemen.
Dave Stewart's here tonight, so we're going to try to see if he can kind of update the scoring for us when time allows.
I think we lost Davies.
Dave's here. Off the face-off. Here come the Rams looking for more. Fed into the slot. Got chipped aside by Sarah Zimba, the freshman defenseman. Into the corner it goes in a 3-0 New Canaan lead. Skating across out of the circle. Back to Granito. High slot. Throws it on net and scores right through the wickets and quickly 4-zip.
Excellent job by Granito. New Canaan gets the puck back to Granito at the point, and she hesitates. A little slide hesitation. Make sure the traffic is established to where she can't see the goal, throws it down right between the legs, and have the puck going through traffic. Misbach cannot pick up the puck until the very last second, and at that point it was too late.
I have a little more information. Sounds like Christina Marciano got the third goal per Eric Gendron, who had a view from down below. So that's where we are. Now it's Granito at 4:14, and it is a 4-0 game. Surprised early on at the ease in which the Rams are scoring here. But here come the Indians trying to get something going. That's Catherine Lawrence. Lawrence in the left circle, and the stick save pushed aside by Sarah Street. It's a 4-0 game right now. Thrown down into the right corner to the near side, and this will just bounce back behind the net. $9:50 to go, first period. Did I say quarter? I think I might have. Sorry, Cato. Out of practice.
Kind of reminds you of that story Marv Albert told about Don Imus.
I know, that's a favorite.
That's a classic story.
The short story is this. Don Imus went to a hockey game at Madison Square Garden many years ago, probably in the 70s, early 80s, and Marv Albert, of course, the great broadcaster, said to him, as the Rams have scored again, now 5-0. Basically, the end of the story is after the third period, Marv looked at Imus and said, time to go home. There's no fourth quarter.
Well, the best is the way Marv Albert told it in that Marv Albert type voice. And there's Don sitting in his seat awaiting a fourth period. Which is just great how he tells the story. The garden is empty.
Yep.
And there's Don sitting in his seat awaiting a fourth period.
5-0 now, 9:18 to go, first period. I knew I'd be out of practice. I didn't think I'd say quarter, though. Oh, well.
Did a lot of football this year.
Sure did, and we had fun doing it. Jess Eccleston takes it back for New Canaan wearing number 7. Now they feed it ahead. Katie Cutler in number 3. Across they go, thrown across the line from Megan Cloud, freshman. Down the right wing side, 5-0 first period. The goals coming at 43, 251, 313, 414, and 537. Now, taken away. Nice job defensively by Eccleston. Set up out in front. And the problem is, Cato, the only one waiting out in front was Lawrence.
Yeah.
Down the left side it goes. In the Ram zone, taken back behind the net. Resetting there. Threading the needle out goes Eccleston. Stepping across the line is Cloud. Had it taken away from her. The Indians trailing 5-0, 8:15 to go in the first frame. Shot from the left circle comes all the way across. We remind you, if our lefts and rights come up a little strange here, it's because of our view offside the call here. Cato and I have called many games in this building between various outlets, and we're so used to the top-to-bottom view at this point.
We still can't get it right. One player for Guilford that that's been impressive so far has been the junior defenseman, Catherine Lawrence. She's shown tremendous speed, aggressiveness, and on that last slap shot that went wide, if she can get something on net, she could wreak a little bit of havoc for New Canaan if they could get something going. But for Guilford, what they have to do is they definitely have to get out of the offense, get out of their defensive zone, get pucks deep, and try to establish some kind of presence. There's a lot of time in this game. You can get back into it, but you've got to work.
Mia Carroll held it in at the left point. Now bottom of the left circle goes Gianna Bruno. Just about to the midway point of period number 1, and it's been all New Canaan so far, and they're looking for goal number 6. It'll go back behind the net, though, with Brooke Dean. 7:25 to go, first period, 5-0. Fed across, high slot. Granito goes to the right wing. Back behind the net. Bouncing it along. Down there is Sarah Ziemba for Guilford. Along those far side boards. Again, trying to keep your video perspective in mind in accordance with what Cato and I are seeing from back behind the net of Sarah Street. 6:55 to go first period. Held in left point. Chipped just wide off the stick of Brooke Dean. Fed back out, but not able to get it out of the zone, so held in by Mia Carroll near the left point. Throwing it out in front, and it gets deflected off. We'll get all the scoring for you updated in a moment. Dave Stewart, nice enough to update it. Thrown down into the left circle. They look for more in a 5-0 game. The backhander thrown on net. Dean was there and covered up by Misbach.
Excellent work by Misbach, forcing that puck over to the far corner, and she's able to get down and block it off and pinch off that puck.
Face-off will come to the right side of the net. Off the draw. Puck goes back behind the net. On that last goal, the one that we were kind of screened from, that was MJ Ripley. That's her first varsity goal, and the assists went to Eccleston and Liz McCarthy, the sophomore. So nice story there, her first goal. 5-0. Now back at the other end, Guilford able to answer and get on the board out of the right circle. And who else, Cato? Catherine Lawrence makes it a 5-1 game.
Absolutely. Lawrence is, she as a defenseman, she is a sniper. You see the aggressiveness she takes, and she had that shot. She went top shelf far corner, and she just, and honestly, just beat Sarah Street. But what she was able to do is you pull the puck from the defender in front of you.
While at the other end, more going on. Clock continuing to run, by the way, down to 5:34. Now they stop it.
Yeah, Catherine Lawrence, she pulls the puck from the defender and just quick wrists it right up over the top shoulder of Sarah Street. And that's where you could tell as a defenseman, she has tremendous scoring ability. But she's also, you look at her, she's a good presence on the defensive side of the defensive side of the ice as well.
We get our first penalty of the evening, as that comes at 9:26. So it's a New Canaan power play. 2 minutes, one up on the board. Granito will take it back into her own zone. Wrists it back out to Carroll. Steps across the blue line, brings it down the left side, goes into the left circle in the Guilford zone. Stops and pops, waiting for Granito. Sent back over to the near side boards. Carroll waiting there, playing catch with Granito, who can't corral it, but it's held in at the right point. Backhander comes across, nobody home as it goes down the left wing side, and back to try to grab it for Guilford skated Sarah Russo, the junior. They try to get out of the zone, they do. Bounces all the way down. Looks like it's going to come down to Sarah Street, who comes out of the crease and leaves it aside. Grabbing it is Granito. Catherine Granito, among her fellow captains, met with the HAN network during our FCIAC tour. You can find the videos online. Nice little play down in front. It'll go back behind the net. Down to just about a minute remaining. In fact, 47 seconds to be exact on the power play.
I think that's a goal.
And I believe you're right. That will be a power play goal to make it 6-1. And, you know, now it's just becoming a very ho-hum kind of game, so there's not much reaction when anything goes on.
Right, and you see the goal, the official just pointed to net. You don't get that shot.
So that comes at 10:39, the power play goal, and it's a 6-1 game. We are nowhere near that point, but I have seen games in which scoreboard operators just decide to stop operating the aforementioned scoreboard.
Right.
Saw it happen once at the Dorothy Hamill Rink in Greenwich, a game, and again, we're nowhere near this, but 24-1 will live in my mind forever. It was Greenwich and Norwalk McMahon. Thrown down in front. Off along the near side boards. Held in, and it'll come down and get covered up by Misbach. 6-1, 3.5 to go in the first period.
I heard a story about a game in New Jersey where it was an urban school that decided that they wanted to play hockey. And they had taken on one of the more powerhouse teams in the state of New Jersey. And believe it or not, the goalie for this urban school set the state record for most saves in a game.
Comes down into the left corner, goes behind the net, trying to throw it out in front. Guilford, it was Lawrence there, off to the left corner. Correction, I don't think it was Lawrence now that I'm looking at it. It might have been Mariah Cretella, a freshman. Or was it 18? Her jersey, Neil Kenny. That appears to be the case. Her sweater was a little tangled up. Yes, we do prefer the term sweater over jersey. Off to the left circle it goes. Gets away from Lillian Young, a junior for Guilford. They trail 6-1, 2:43 to go in the first frame here at the Darien Ice Rink. Lifted down the right wing side, now held in. Now taken back by the Indians. They'll skate through the neutral zone, trying for the blast, put on net, and the stick save made by Sarah Street. Puck comes behind the net in a 6-1 game. Bounces off the boards from Liz McCarthy of New Canaan. Now dropping down to a knee is Maze Hennessy. I started to talk about the FCIAC tour that we have been conducting for a little over a week and change now, heading for almost 2 weeks, in fact. It will wrap up tomorrow with stops at Trinity Catholic and Greenwich. All the videos will be online. You will find them at live.han.network.
Good luck finding a parking place in Greenwich.
We'll be all right. We'll be all right. This comes up and hits the netting right out in front of us. 1:48 to go in the first period, 6-1. Yeah, Gus Lindeen will take care of us. We're all right there. We're okay in Greenwich.
Marty's going to have to pay, 2 meters when he parks the bus.
Every athletic director, I can't say enough good things about them, all 17 of them, and we will get to all 17 schools on this tour. They have all been outstanding.
And getting back to that story I was telling before about the urban school in New Jersey playing hockey.
Held in at the left point while Cato makes a few notes. Whistled up over the net, goes off to the right side.
This team lost to the best team in the state of New Jersey 19-0. But the losing goalie set a state record for saves in the game with 81.
Had it come right back out in front. Now dropping down to a knee goes Kayla Beck. We're down to 1:14 to go in the first. (6-1) the score. Turned back the other way. Here come the Indians. The Indians through the neutral zone, trying to get around Catherine Granito. That's Lawrence. Lawrence just whistles it down and around the boards it goes. To the right wing side, Mia Carroll comes over and takes it away from Patritz and back out to center. Feeding it through the neutral zone. Got away for a moment from Kayla Beck. 40 seconds to go in a 6-1 game. We're in period number 1. There will be enough time to take a break, but not a lot of time. They are saying they will not run the Zamboni between periods, but we'll see. Half-minute remaining in the first. Throwing it across ice. Taken there by Brooke Dean. Dean got the scoring started just 43 seconds in. Now across the line goes Katie Cutler. 18 to go in the period. Leaves it behind. Left point for Gianna Bruno. Chipped along into the slot. Back to Bruno. Bruno left side. Throws it down with 1 and the period, with 4. As the period down to 2 now will come to an end. Quite a performance put on by the New Canaan Rams in period number 1, and they will skate off with a 6-1 lead. We will take a break. We'll come back, start the second period right after this. You're watching the FCIAC on the HAN Network.
Walter Stewart's Market in New Canaan is your local destination for the best of the holidays. Shop Stewart's for the freshest produce, certified prime rib roasts, magnolia wreaths, fresh baked pies, gingerbread houses, Christmas candies, and the season's best wine and craft brews right next door at Stewart's Spirits. Shop Walter Stewart's, 229 Elm Street in New Canaan, or shop online at stewartsmarket.com.
Discover the Wilburton Inn in Manchester, Vermont, a 30-acre historic estate featuring a turn-of-the-century mansion with elegant inn guest rooms and 7 large private vacation homes, perfect for ski vacations and holiday celebrations. Special offer on select rooms and houses. Stay 2 nights, get the 3rd night free through Christmas Day. CNN has called the Wilburton one of the top 8 mansion hotels in America. Call 802-362-2500 or visit wilburtoninn.com for more information. Discover the Wilburton.
Do you do a lot of running around but get nowhere when you're buying a car? Visit Pamby Chrysler Jeep Dodge and Ram for the one-stop buying experience and stop spinning your wheels.
Find over 1,000 special stories at Hospital for Special Surgery. Go to hss.edu/backinthegame.
I was jogging 5 months after my cartilage tear.
Skiing a year after hip surgery.
And playing grandma 4 weeks after hip replacement.
One special hospital, 1,000 special stories. See Connecticut patients at hss.edu/CT.
Hi, I'm Rob Adams with my good friend Donald Eng, and we're the home team for Nutmeg Sports, Monday through Wednesday at 2 o'clock right here on the HAN Network. We are the place for all things Connecticut sports, so come hang out with us on Nutmeg Sports. Don? They don't call him the best color man in the game for nothing. Nutmeg Sports, 2 o'clock, Monday through Wednesday, right here on the HAN Network.
I'm Kate Chaplinsky. Join us for Coffee Break, weekdays at 11 to get the latest Connecticut news, weather, high school sports, and more. News doesn't get any more local than on Coffee Break on the HAN Network.
Time to start period number 2 at the Darien Ice Rink with Chris Kaelin. I'm Rob Adams. Happy you joined us on the HAN Network tonight. Dave Stewart running one camera, John Kovach on another, Marty Hersom as well, and Eric Gendron tickling the ivories tonight, running the controls here at the Darien Ice Rink. Trying to remember, I believe it was early March the last time we worked any kind of a game in this building.
It was a state game, wasn't it?
I believe so.
New Canaan or Darien?
Ooh, now you're asking me to clear the cobwebs.
Yeah, I know. I'm causing trouble now.
I can't quite think of it. Might have been a doubleheader if I remember correctly. Second period underway as Brooke Misbach works right down below us.
Hi, Brooke.
Back behind the net of Sarah Street, who has a 6-1 lead after 15 minutes and 15 seconds of play. Back behind the net it goes. Played back there by Brooke Dean in the New Canaan zone. They look to clear. They do. Back out to center. Recovered now and spinning around is Catherine Lawrence. Lawrence has been the best in green on the ice tonight so far for the Guilford Indians. Whittled back over, though, to Hannah Plasiak, the sophomore. Down the right wing side it goes behind the net. 6-1 game. Get all the scoring details when time allows, but it's come fast and furious so far as we've moved along in this, at least in the first period, now into period number 2. The last goal of that first period came at 10:39, so we have gone a little while in this game without a goal. First goal of the game came just 43 seconds in, as it was scored by Brooke Dean. Spun back around through the neutral zone, crossing the line, down the left wing side goes Patritz, out of the left corner. It'll go around the boards to the right wing side. Heading over towards Sarah Russo of Guilford. Minute and a half gone by, second period. Back to the neutral zone. Grab now, spinning around, goes Lawrence. Lawrence gets ahead of steam. Throws it down the left side as she got it around Bruno. Into the corner it goes. Bruno was waiting there to take it back, couldn't stop it. So waiting was Sarah DeLucia. Down the left wing side again, it'll go behind the net. 2 minutes gone by, period number 2. 6-1, New Canaan on top. They scored, as I mentioned, at 43, 251, 313, 414, 537, looking for more. 9-10 and 10:39 were all the goals in that first period, including the Guilford goal at 9:10. Into the right circle. Kate McMahon waiting there. And they'll whistle it back out into the neutral zone. 2.5 gone. Second period. Into the corner. Played over there by Casey Savage. And back out to center. Waiting there, Bella Marciano. We told you about the Marcianos. There are plenty of them on the roster.
Well, that's the Marciano line that's out there now.
And it's actually 3. I was making it sound like it was a lot more, but it's Bella, Katie, and Christina.
That's a law firm.
And they are not sisters. There are relationships there, of course, but not sisters. You and I know that from enough time in any of these towns, in fact. You've just got your families that, you know, have set up shop and they become part of the legacy. In Greenwich, it was the likes of the Longos and plenty of others.
Longos, Dunsters.
The Dunsters, sure. This will head back down. be played by Christina Marciano. So Dave Stewart was having a lot of fun talking to me about that. This will be an icing. He said, how are you going to do that? You can't just refer to him by last name. I said, no, we'll get around it, first and last.
Well, it's just Marciano on the breakaway. There's passes over to Marciano. Marciano coming up the far boards. Both Marcianos cut toward the net. Marciano moves it back to the point to Marciano. Scores!
Has the chance to be the lines from the single greatest cartoon of them all, Baseball Bugs, when Bugs Bunny played all 9 positions against the Gas House Gorillas. Big blast from just inside the zone by Lawrence. 11:15 to go second period, 6-1, New Canaan on top. Game 1 of many in this winter season, as Misbach will watch this roll by for an icing. Looking like the state poll is getting finalized in football, and Darien, of course, will be the number 1 team, very deservedly so. New Canaan will be number 2, and I think North Haven should be number 3. I think that's fair. After that, boy, it's anybody's guess. North Haven put on a show with New Canaan on Saturday. My goodness.
Now
42-35.
Now, these polls, these are going to go into next year?
Well, no, that's just the final poll for this year.
But
offside brings the puck back. I mean, it's all conversation. It's all, it's all for fun.
But, I mean, once Darien won, I mean, you wouldn't put the team they beat as number 1, would you?
Well, no.
I would hope not.
No, I would hope not. Off the face-off.
But then there are guys out there who don't like the FCIAC who would probably vote for.
I knew this was going somewhere. I knew it. Back out of the zone.
Not big on polls.
I mean, they're fun to talk about. Potential breakaway coming down. Put on net. Save made. Misbach looking for the rebound. A little love from the Guilford fans.
New Canaan finally able to get ahead of steam, get things going. They take a big rush there at Misbach. Misbach just, for the most part, for the first 4 minutes or so, she's had an easy go of it. New Canaan's pretty much had a hard time getting everything going. Not sure if it's, gassed, from the first period, or the fact that you're just taking it easy with a 6-1 lead and just moving the puck around and killing time.
Face-off goes off the face-off, goes behind the net, goes to the far side boards. Still 6-1, 10:20 to go in the second period. This will roll all the way down for icing as well. Of course, yes, the news did break on Friday that the FCIAC has voted for a 10-game football season next year, thus, as of now, eliminating the championship game for 2016. Cato choosing to whistle. I already became public enemy number 1 throughout the state because, God forbid, I had an opinion. Off the face-off, it dances around, going down, getting down on net. Backhander in the street. Second try coming for the Guilford Indians. It's not going to fall for Patritz. This will roll down again, icing the whistle with 9:53 to go second period, 6-1 New Canaan.
Excellent work for New Guilford. They get a rush on the net, and Sarah Street is just able to stay with the puck on both ends. She stretches her leg out. She gets the one save, able to get, but Guilford sticks around long enough to get the rebound, tries to put it in. Instead of going high, they just try to slap it in and rush it before Street can get back to her feet, and all she does, just a pad save.
Off the face-off, comes back out into neutral zone ice, where it's corralled by Sarah DeLucia, senior defenseman for Guilford. Stays in that neutral zone, now comes back inside the zone, in the Guilford end, down the right wing side, played by Katie Cutler. Spun back, though, and DeLucia will bring it out of the zone. Bounce it down the right wing boards into the right circle. Icing waved off. Didn't get near the line anyway. Goes behind the net now for the Rams as they try to whistle it back out to center, and able to do so. Here's Catherine Granito just kind of meandering through the neutral zone. Sends it across the line. Was calling to get it back. She'll go and grab it. Grabs it right at center ice here at the Darien Ice Rink. Skates right off toward Bill Brown at the scorer's table. The great Bill Brown. Across the line it comes. Down comes Cutler in the circle. And climbing on top of it will be Missbach. Shots were 14-4 in favor of the Rams after one period of play.
And you could see where the leadership of Catherine Granito played there. Recognized that everyone was offsides. When the puck comes out, before she goes on the attack, she calls everybody out. Everybody, get back on side so we can get to work. And she just corrals the puck and moves with it and holds on to it.
Face off to the left side. In a 6-1 game, 8:45 to go, second period. It will go behind the net. Grabbed by Catherine Lawrence. Lawrence out of the right corner, fanning on the try. Went Casey Savage. Kept alive along the right wing boards in the Guilford end. 8.5 to go, second period. Brought around. Katie Marciano was the closest Ram there for New Canaan. Now off into the left circle. Marciano there again. And I promise that was Katie. Thus, on second reference, as we say in the journalism business, I went with just Marciano. Had it been a different Marciano, I would have changed it up. More information than you needed to know. Back out into the neutral zone, waiting there. And the Rams will bring it back. That looks like Gianna Bruno, and it was. Again, from your perspective, just in case you're wondering, we just give you this for informational purposes. Eric Gendron and our crew are watching the game from left to right, kind of your usual perspective for a video broadcast. Eric just about at center ice, in fact, from the stands, I should say. John Kovac is down in the far end of the rink, and he's looking right out at Sarah Street, while Dave Stewart's on the near side, and he's looking down at Brooke Missbach, near side to us. My point being, Cato and I are high above Missbach. And the goal will be waved off. $7:15. They got to stop that clock, by the way. Penalties coming up here is what we're getting at. It's still running, by the way. Unless they've agreed on a running clock, Cato, and I don't know it.
It wouldn't be the first time.
Looked like Hannah Plasiak skated off, but I'm not 100% sure.
They might just let the clock, they might be letting the clock run just for the pack that make up some time so we can get a clean surface for the third period. Who knows?
Anything's possible. Mm-hmm. They will throw the face-off back out at the dot, closer to our cameras, so closer to your perspective, just outside of the Guilford zone.
Guilford trainer making her way back behind the bench.
I see that now.
But getting back to what you were talking about with the FCIAC voting to get rid of the championship, I tweeted out a point to where that hurts the FCIAC from the standpoint of. Let me get some traffic. Mm-hmm. It hurts the FCIAC from the standpoint of you lose a competitive edge.
Thrown across and chipped in for the goal. Kate McMahon will get her first, and it comes all the way with 5:56 to go in the second period. That does stop the clock. It's 7-1.
Great puck movement by New Canaan. They were able to get traffic closer to that far circle to the right of Missbach. And what happens is the New Canaan defenseman sneaks in behind, and she's able to camp behind Missbach in her pretty much in a blind spot where she can't see, and the pass comes right through and she puts it in easily.
$7-1 the score. Second period now. Held in at the left point, thrown down into the left corner. Comes back down behind the net. It'll get sent right back around. Left wing side, into the corner it goes. 7-1 our score. McMahon with the goal to make it 7-1. 5.5 remaining. Head of steam with Petritz. This is some of the best skating we've seen from Guilford all night. Wrist her out of the right circle. Goes well wide, though. So terrific skating there. Thrown down on net. She's a junior. Off to the left wing side. Held in by Megan Cloud, the freshman. Back out. played by Lawrence. Catherine Lawrence in the green, white with some black. Across the line, goes down the right wing side. She'll wrist it on net, trying to go top shelf. It'll hit the netting and stop things right there. 4:58 to go, second period, 7-1 game. As we see green and white, you can't help but think, and certainly as we get a penalty called here, certainly this being December 14th, you want to at least pause and acknowledge the situation and the circumstances of Newtown that happened just 3 years ago today. And I don't know I can add a whole lot more onto it than that, Cato.
It was interesting. It's different because the anniversary this year is the first time it falls during a school day.
And correction, we are still skating 5 aside. I saw the indication, but we're still 5 aside.
I think it was an offsides, quite possibly.
I saw what looked like a tripping call right out in front of the table.
Oh, it's possible.
Nonetheless, 7-1 game. Hannah Plasiak out of the left corner.
I didn't know you could decline penalties in hockey.
Don't know what's going on here. Here's Liz McCarthy. McCarthy throws it across the line. Back to play. It goes Catherine Lawrence. 4:19 to go second period, 7-1. But yeah, I actually was in Sandy Hook, to be exact, today. I was just around the corner getting ready to come down Route 34 into Shelton to the offices and to the studio this morning, and couldn't help but think about it and, you know, where we all were 3 years ago. But I do respect and appreciate the fact that for Sandy Hook, they want it to be another day, and you have to respect that.
Yeah, you have to, because it's the only way you can heal from it and move on. And it's not, it really isn't a day for celebration. There's nothing to celebrate about.
As this gets thrown across the line and a whistle stopping us with 3.5 to go second period. So anyway, I just wanted to make sure we took a moment to recognize and certainly say we're thinking of what happened. And again, there are no right words to say. Here it's 7-1 as we get back to thinking about hockey. We've got a injured player from the looks of it heading off. I couldn't pick up the number and will not even try to speculate, but I noticed the trainer going back to the locker room. If the guys over control spot it, they'll let me know up here.
It looks like from going off, it was junior Sarah Russo. Looked like number 25 skating off.
All right. Face-off will come to the left side at Brooke Misbach in a 7-1 game. 3.5 to go second period. Held in at the high slot. They'll dump it down into the left corner. Over to play it goes DeLucia. Out of that left point. They'll keep it alive down the left wing side with Brooke Dean. Thrown through the circle. Waiting out in front. Down into the right corner it goes with Catherine Reese, and Misbach will climb on top of it.
New Canaan tried to feed it through the crease to an open player on the far side. Misbach was able to get that stick on there and stop the puck, and it just covered up the reset. Good poke checking by Guilford, especially in the second half of this period.
.240 to go, second period. Right circle. Fed across. Bounces away from Brooke Dean. Into the corner it goes now. Out of that left corner. Trickles loose out in front. And sent back into the high slot. Lifted down into the left corner. Zoe Jones out there wearing number 4. She's in the left circle right now. Now she's parked right out in front of Misbach. Down into the left corner again. Behind the net. Thrown out in front. 2 minutes to go second period. 7-1. Down the right side through the circle. Catherine Reese again. Now Zoe Jones. Into the right corner. 7-1. Down to 1:45 to go, second period. Snagged by Jacqueline Violette, a freshman with a lovely name, to be quite honest. Jacqueline Violette. And that just
That's a hockey name.
I mean,
You can't get any better than that. That's a hockey name.
That's lyrical almost.
Someone
needs to write a song about that.
That's just you can't get any better of a hockey name than that.
75 seconds remaining, second period, 7-1. As this game motors right toward the end of the second period, thrown right back on net. It'll be not covered up because Missbach didn't know where it was. Now she puts the glove on it. And then over to play it and grab it came DeLucia, and my goodness, she almost made it an own goal. Spins it right back. Violette will get it across the line. Young Ms. Violette, a freshman, down the right wing side, and 46 seconds remaining, second period. As a save made by Sarah Street.
Very, not so much a fast-paced, style of pace of play for the period, but both teams really struggling to get shots on goal.
And Cato, I believe I have to correct myself because that is now Amanda Hill in net. I believe that is one in net now for the New Canaan Rams. 35 to go in the second period.
Thanks, Mr. Stewart.
Off to the far side boards. This will get chipped up into Rich Buellen's bench, stopping things. 28.5 to go, second period.
Like, good possibility they actually may have sent Amanda Hill out there.
And Dave, actually, you know what? I missed his text. Dave Stewart did tell us.
See, I did thank. See, it's a good thing I thanked Dave Stewart.
Good thing you thank Dave Stewart. Dave's on top of these things. Back it goes off the face-off to Catherine Lawrence. Thrown back to center, waiting there. Patricia, she'll get across the line with 19 into the right circle, puts it down on net, and the aforementioned Ms. Hill will cover up with 15.6 to go in the second period.
You really got to look at your text more often.
Yeah. Along with my messages coming up from Eric Gendron and whatever hand gestures John Kovac is making to me. No, John's not making any hand gestures.
No, that was Marty.
Off the face-off, this will bounce down to the waiting Brooke Missbach, who will leave it aside with 10 to go. Back behind the net, Plasiak has it turned over. Goes to Lindsey Dwayne in the high slot. Now to the right circle with one, and the second period will come to an end.
And you can see Missbach on that shot coming all the way down the ice. She's dying to put her hand up for the icing, and the puck just putters out right out in front of her.
Second period comes to an end. Let's pay some bills. We'll get the third period started. Looks like there will not be new ice. Doesn't need to be. After 2, New Canaan 7, Guilford 1. You're watching the FCIAC on the HAN Network.
When you experience a sports injury, you want to get better and fast. Coastal Ortho Express gives you direct access to orthopedic care quickly. Their physicians are fellowship trained in sports medicine at world-class universities and are also team doctors for area football teams. For specialized personal care of sports injuries, go to Coastal Ortho Express. Open Monday through Saturday in the iPark building, 761 Main Avenue in Norwalk, or coastalorthoexpress.com. Coastal Orthopedics, keeping you on the move.
Connecticut is coming back to hometown banking. To a partner that makes small businesses feel big. Where community comes first. Where high-tech tools go hand in hand with a human touch. Where you get the know-how only neighbors can deliver. Where saving time is important too. It's time to expect more. It's time to bank well. Bank smart. Bank local. Bank well.
Darien Sports Shop is a unique store because it's a family store. A busy mom can come in with kids in tow and find everything she needs for them, and even find a dress for herself for Saturday night. And if she's in a rush, she can simply go home and order it from us that night. We'll deliver it the next day. The Darien Sports Shop. We're pretty on the outside and amazing on the inside. Conveniently located with free and easy parking at 1127 Post Road, Darien, Connecticut. Or shop us online at dariensport.com.
Manchester, Vermont, a 30-acre historic estate featuring a turn-of-the-century mansion with elegant inn guest rooms and 7 large private vacation homes, perfect for ski vacations and holiday celebrations. Special offer on select rooms and houses. Stay 2 nights, get the 3rd night free through Christmas Day. CNN has called the Wilburton one of the top 8 mansion hotels in America. Call 802-362-2500 or visit wilburtoninn.com for more information. Discover the
The balloons.
Third period getting ready to get underway as we come back to the Darien Ice Rink with Chris Kaelin. I'm Rob Adams. 7-1. New Canaan has been in control pretty much all night from the get-go.
Absolutely. New Canaan's just been a dominant force, moving the puck, getting the position, outworking Guilford on both the offensive and defensive side. Guilford's been unable to establish any kind of forecheck, and New Canaan's forecheck has just been unstoppable. After the first period, you could see New Canaan's kind of pulled back, kind of reined in the troops a little bit, trying to slow the pace down, just burn clock, nobody gets hurt, just execute and move, just keep moving the puck and keep just skating.
See, I wasn't kidding. We're really on camera.
Yeah, and we're late too.
We're handsome.
That's all right. We are good-looking dudes. We really are good-looking dudes. I could use a diet.
Stop. Off the face-off. Let's start the period. Thrown on net. Nice backhander coming across from Petritz. Now it comes wide in the net in a 7-1 game as we continue on here. Just dominant performance, though, from New Canaan so far. Looking for the one-timer just off to the side of the right circle. Chipped out into the slot. Nice chip there in that low slot. Petritz is having herself a game all of a sudden. Spinning around, trying to do something with it is Lily Singleton for Guilford. This will go all the way down, and the stick save being made by Brooke Misbach. Amanda Hill now in net, down in front of us, as we mentioned, for the Rams. They have a 7-1 lead. This will roll down into the right corner, go behind the net. Played by Liz McCarthy. Back out to center it goes. Waiting there is Catherine Lawrence. Lawrence will bring it across the line. Lawrence to the left circle, gets taken off the play by Liz McCarthy. In the corner it goes, went into the slot, spun back around by Petritz the junior. A minute and change gone by, period number 3. It's a 7-1 New Canaan lead. Bounces back behind the net. How about those colors? A little bit of blue on the helmet of Amanda Hill.
I like that helmet. That is a nice helmet.
That's a sharp helmet, but unusual to see blue, unless that's black. No, that's blue.
No, that's blue.
That's
I think
very much blue.
That could be just a helmet color that they use.
Sure.
The Darien Youth League.
Yeah, my point being very unusual to see anything blue because that's not one of New Canaan's traditional colors. But no, I like the helmet. It's very sharp. Held in, deflected off the body of Liz McCarthy. In a 7-1 game, 2 minutes gone by in the third period. Coming over into the right circle. Now to be grabbed back there, worked behind the net, and that was handled by Jess Eccleston, who's also played well defensively. She grabs it back, side of the circle, gets it out of the zone. This will just roll down the right wing side, and it'll be taken back by Sarah DeLucia. Back out to center, waiting there. Guilford slows things up. Now they bring it across the line. Sent down, the little stick save made by Amanda Hill, the freshman. Sarah Street, the sophomore, started. She was solid, allowed 1 goal through the first period. Now Amanda Hill on in relief. They will both get plenty of playing time. That's a nice problem to have when you've got 2 good netminders. Grab once again, this time by Brooke Dean. Cato, have they stopped attacking the net? Has that been the approach for the Rams?
It looks like it is. Looks like what they're doing is they're just executing the playbook. The setups, the passes, just working on the execution. There's no sense of urgency. You're up 7-1. There's no need to really attack the net. There's no need to skate or crash it. What you want to do is just, move the puck around, get good shots on net. Don't play sloppy. And Miss Bach just misplayed the puck, and it'll be an 8th goal for New Canaan.
It is an 8th goal for the Rams. Dave Stewart telling me after 2 periods, shots were 22-10 in favor of New Canaan, and now they've put an 8th goal on the scoreboard. This comes at 3:19.
I must have missed some.
Well, Dave's accounting might be different than yours. Depends on what Lola the cat tells Dave.
No Pantouf?
Well, Pantouf is still a mystery, so I don't know.
Well, you heard Pantouf. Well, is it true Pantouf was having a fight with somebody on Twitter?
No, not at all.
Oh, okay.
Not at all. Pontouf did have something to say regarding the FCIAC situation, but that was about it. Pontouf is not a fighter. Out of the zone it comes. Pontouf is a good follow, folks, if you don't know. I don't want that to be some kind of an inside joke. It's on Twitter. Pontouf the Cat is actually a very good, very fun follow. So are Cato and I. In the left corner it goes. That is when I'm not making the state of Connecticut annoyed. Back out to center it goes.
You know, I really have to work harder at that.
I know you do. Because you're so good at it otherwise. Hannah Plasiak was there for Guilford.
I know. It's amazing I've been married for over 14 years.
That tells you how long a day it's been. I just don't have a comment.
Well, because you know my wife's a saint.
Your wife is a saint. Your wife's a good woman.
She did get a truck for her 14th anniversary.
Pretty nice vehicle. 10:25 to go, third period, 8-1. Missbach will cover this up. Game one of many, as I told you. And it'll roll right on through everything throughout the winter. We'll have as much as we can for you right here on the HAN network.
You know, I would like to see it, but she's not going to turn around because all the action's in front of her. I like to see the front of Amanda Hill's mask.
Yeah, might get a look at it. Off the draw, it's controlled by Guilford. Nice head of steam again into the slot, and the shot and the save made. Now pushed aside by Hill, but that was Alexa Patritz once again, showing she has great skating skills. Got down into the slot, just couldn't get it past Hill. Defensively, Christina Marciano was there for the Rams. Now under 10 to go, third period, 8-1.
And give Hill a lot of credit. That's a head of steam. That's a full power, full front load, full moving freight train coming at her in Alexa Patrice. And Hill just stared her right down and beat her.
I will tell you, and as we talk about things such as helmets, that leads me right into some jersey talk. As they score, finally it's Lawrence out of the left circle to cut the deficit. For Lawrence, her second.
And I give Lawrence a lot of credit on that shot. She goes in, she goes hard. She picks the narrowest point to put the puck through. And Amanda Hill, I mean, as a freshman, you don't expect somebody to go to that narrow point. She does a great job covering up the bulk of the opening in front. And she goes just for that 4 or 5 inch mark right between her right, Amanda Hill's right pad, and the post.
I hesitated for sure because it just goes to show how little faith I have in myself sometimes. Scoreboard said 8-3, and I really thought for a moment I had missed it. But no, now it's 8-2 once again. I feel a lot better.
Don't be upset because I felt the same way.
I started talking about uniforms and the like, and my goodness, tonight ESPN, buckle up. One of the great sports uniforms will return for the evening in one of the travesties of sports when the Miami Dolphins change their uniform. Climbing the ladder, it goes behind the net. They will go old school tonight in honor of the Dolphins' 50th anniversary as a franchise. They kicked things off in 1966 and, of course, won a couple of Super Bowls along the way, played a part in a couple of more, 2 and 3 overall, winning Super Bowls number 7 and 8. 7, of course, the culmination of the perfect season in 1972-73. Across the line, this gets pushed down into the right corner.
Now, I noticed some Dolphin fans, they're not a big fan of the new pastel colors that they're putting out.
No, they screwed up that uniform badly, in my opinion. I know a Dolphin fan who actually stopped rooting for the team and became a Giants fan. Believe it or not, my nephew.
Over the uniforms?
Yeah. Oh. He said that was one of the real appeals of that team to him for a long time. And this is a kid who was born during the era where they introduced the dark navy blue to the jersey. I thought they screwed it up then. But tonight, I actually will take the time to watch a little Monday Night Football. Making you think of the good old days of Bob Greasy and Nick Bonicani and Mercury Morris and Larry Zonka. Larry Zonka, the largest hands I've ever shook in my life. He showed me his Super Bowl 7 ring, which was pretty darn cool.
That was like a trunk on his finger.
Oh, great Syracuse player. Down in the right circle, 8-2.
Although I've met somebody with bigger hands than Larry Zonka, I think. Rob.
Yeah.
That would be Lee Smith, former New York Yankee pitcher.
Lee Arthur.
Who hold a baseball in his hand like you or I would hold a ping pong ball.
I'm getting more important information here, Cato, from Eric Gendron, who says, Hill's mask is kind of New Jersey Devils-esque. Shiny black rather than blue, kind of flames devil horns on the front. If that's shiny black, I need another look at that then.
That's blue. I like Eric. I don't know what he's looking
Amanda,
at.
turn your head. We need to see. In the right corner, now out of the circle. 8-2, 6:29 to go. Clock just running, of course. They have been running the clock really since the early part of the second period. Spinning around, the Rams will bring it across the line into the slot. This is dangerous, but good play defensively. Sliding in front was De Lucia. Now, the other end. This looks like Lawrence. Lawrence, right circle, and a 1-on-2. Backhands it, and it got deflected away. Good job defensively by correction by Brooke Dean. Into the left corner it goes in an 8-2 game. No, that's blue. I have to be honest. This is what we talk about now.
I got to get my new glasses.
Down the right wing side. 5:50 to play, 8-2.
And it was almost a battle on that breakaway of Lawrence against Amanda Hill. And she almost caught New Canaan in the middle of a change. And both defensemen came out, and once they hopped, they didn't even open. I don't even think they opened up the gate. They hopped the wall like they were fired out of a cannon, and both defensemen came over and just took Lawrence right off the play. It was absolutely impressive the way New Canaan moved.
Under 5.5 to go. Down the left side. Kayla Beck was down there for the Rams. Far side, bringing it across now to the near side. Waiting there is Gianna Bruno. Bruno playing catch with Brooke Dean. Dean sends it down. 5 minutes remaining. New Canaan on their way to their first win of the year. They lead 8-2. Bruno, then Dean, 8-18. And back to retrieve it is Bruno. Amanda Hill wearing number 1, standing in net. Right down below where Cato and I are. In an 8-2 game. 4:40 remaining. Of course, don't forget about coffee break. Getting your day started tomorrow. I will not be along for sports. Mike Suppy will do the honors.
Yay, Mike.
Mike does a great job. Mike's not on enough. He and I talk about that all the time. We're trying to rectify that. Bill Bloxham, great today on Nutmeg Sports. That'll be tomorrow at 2 from all the way out and about.
New Canaan buries it from the blue line.
Yep. That's what I started to say. 4:12 to go. It's 9-2.
And it looks like Katie Cutler buried it from the blue line, but I'm not 100% sure.
No. If Dave wants to let us know, he will.
He'll tell me when I'm wrong.
This comes down on net. Dave will never say you're wrong. Dave's nice. In the right circle. Left in the high slot now for Guilford. Got deflected off of Zoe Jones. Kept alive across the line. And they'll bring it back out of the zone. 3:50 remaining. 9-2 is our score. And a whistle will stop things with 3:48 to go. The icing will bring it all the way back down to the other end. We plan on having so much for you in this winter season. Tons of championship games, girls ice hockey, boys ice hockey. Really, the season, and this is just off the top of my head, will come to an end in early March at Terry Connors Rink with the boys championship on that Saturday afternoon. I believe
now the boys basketball,
that's March 5th.
My apologies, Rob. Now the boys basketball, that would be beforehand?
That's the Thursday before, yes.
Okay, would it be at Ward again?
Yes, it will be at Ward. I do have all those dates. I just don't have them pulled up right in front of me at the moment.
That's good, because you and I will have that call.
That's very true. Thrown on net. Hill waiting there. Puck was loose and taken back out. Yes, we will. We'll have the girls' championship in basketball as well. That's at Fairfield Ludlow. And we are at 3:09 to play. And we'll throw some other stuff at you as well. So you can be rest assured the HAN Network will have it all covered. It'll be fun.
Now, if we do wrestling, is Jerry King Lawler going to be on with us for that?
I know. In the neutral zone, 2:55 to play. Taken back across the line by Guilford. Waiting there for New Canaan was Bella Marciano. Again in the neutral zone, Marciano will wait there. Second reference, so she's still Marciano until a different one touches it with 2.5 to play.
There's another Marciano coming somewhere.
Sal.
Easy now.
I'm just saying, Sal was a good broadcaster.
Yes, he was.
I believe Sam Marciano was a broadcaster as well. His daughter, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, then. Indeed, March 5th, Boys Championship, 3 o'clock. Terry Connors Rink.
Oh, I thought you were talking about basketball. Wait a minute.
I'm just looking ahead as we're under 2 to go. Boys basketball, March 3rd, Fairfield Wards, 7 o'clock, championship. You want another championship? I will throw the Girls Ice Hockey Championship, 12:50, February 27th at Terry Connors Rink, as well as the Girls Basketball Championship, February 25th at Fairfield Ludlow at 7 o'clock. Just a sample of the many things that will go on between now and the end of the season. We might even have at least one day, if not more, that will feature 4 basketball broadcasts, 4 games in a day, blasted all the way down from beyond the blue line by Lawrence.
Would that be the Martin Luther King Classic?
That may be. It may be a couple of opportunities for a lot of games. 1 minute remaining. Third period, 9-2 New Canaan. As this one just about in the books. And New Canaan will grab win number 1 on the year. Puck goes back behind the net with 49 to play. Despite the late arrival, they will play this game in just a little over 1 hour. Try that on. Half minute to go, 9-2. As it's played over to the near side and out of the left corner. Kept alive at the point. Down to 20 seconds. Guilford trying to get something going here, a little something. Now they're just kind of playing keep away. Throw it back out to neutral zone ice. New Canaan will take it there with 8. They'll just kind of chip it along, move it over to the near side, down to 2 and 1, and this one is over. So the New Canaan Rams get their first win on the year. For Guilford, they are 0-1, and the final score will be 9-2 in favor of the Rams. And really, not much of a game. This one was over pretty early, with the Rams grabbing their first goal 43 seconds in. Cato and I will come back, put a wrap on it, give you the scoring, and send you on your way. Final score from the Darien Ice Rink, New Canaan Rams 9 and the Guilford Indians 2. We're back to tell you all about it right after this on the HAN Network.
Well, there's still a bite out on the water. Most anglers have decided to stow the gear for the winter. Just because Mother Nature isn't cooperating doesn't mean you can't see the latest models of all your favorite gear. With 2 convenient locations, it couldn't be easier to get your fix of summer. Boater, beach bum, fisherman, or simply love the New England coast, this is a unique place to shop. The Dock Shop, 51 Tokenique Road, Darien, 609 Riverside Avenue, Westport, or on the web, dockshop.com.
At Innovative Health and Rehabilitation, we provide an advanced level of care to resolve symptoms and minimize recurrence. Our experienced professional staff design and implement effective plans to return individuals to their prior level of function. We specialize in the treatment of orthopedic and sports injuries, pre-post surgical rehabilitation, performance enhancement, strength and conditioning, vestibular rehabilitation, balance and gait training. A convenient location and flexible scheduling is available to accommodate your needs. We look forward to providing you with a comprehensive level of care to meet your rehabilitation goals. We are also affiliated with 3 high schools, Norwalk, West Hill, and Stamford. Our certified athletic trainers cover the athletic events at the high schools to prevent, treat, and educate student athletes and injuries. Our certified athletic trainers also take part in the New Canaan Youth Football Program. Reach us at 650 West Avenue in Norwalk. Call us at 203-852-9903. Innovative Health and Rehabilitation. Hi, I'm Rob Adams with my good friend Donald Eng, and we're the home team for Nutmeg Sports, Monday through Wednesday at 2 o'clock right here on the HAN Network. We are the place for all things Connecticut sports, so come hang out with us on Nutmeg Sports. Don? They don't call him the best color man in the game for nothing. Nutmeg Sports, 2 o'clock, Monday through Wednesday right here on the HAN Network.
You are watching the HAN Network, and you're not alone. 102,000 viewers have enjoyed the HAN Network in just the last 6 weeks. Advertise on the network that reaches Fairfield County, Connecticut's most engaged audience. Contact Jessica Murrin, Advertising Director, at 203-273-7312 or email jessica@han.network.
Back with you in Darien. Final score now 9-2, Cato, and really a dominant performance by the New Canaan Rams.
Absolutely. New Canaan has definitely showed why they're going to be one of the top teams in the state. They skated well. They showed their speed. They worked hard on defense. Their forechecking was outstanding. I don't know if it's – and this is a Guilford team that does have skilled players, but I think their big problem right now is it's just a lack of camaraderie within – lack of chemistry with the players. And it showed early on. I don't know if it was the bus ride or the fact that the chemistry just hasn't meshed yet.
The scoring pretty easy to go through. Dean from Granito, 43 seconds in, 1-0. Granito at 2:51, it was 2-0. Then Christina Marciano at 3:13 made it 3-0. Granito again, this time from Mia Carroll, made it 4-0. MJ Ripley at 5:37, her first goal from Jess Eccleston, and Liz McCarthy made it 5-0. Then along came Catherine Lawrence for Guilford. That made it 5-1 at 9:10. And then Katie Marciano at 10:39 from Christina Marciano, and that made it 6-1. That was a power play goal. To the second period, it was Kate McMahon at 9:04 from, I believe, from Dwayne and Murphy, if I wrote it all down correctly. And again, it was just, yes.
It's not Dwayne Murphy. It's
no.
Dwayne and Murphy.
Who was an outfielder for the Oakland A's. That was 7-1 right there. Bruno at 3:19 of the third, unassisted, made it 8-1. Lawrence unassisted at 5.5 from Guilford, made it 8-2. And Cutler from Dean at 10:48, 9-2. Final score. Final thought.
There's not much you can say about the game itself, but New Canaan was very impressive with their puck movement, their positioning, the play of the netminders on some of the challenges that they did face. They stood tall, and having 2 young but effective goalies for them, it's going to benefit them going down the road because you can have that rotation. Not one goalie has to shoulder the load. You can play alternate games. You can give one goalie a rest. You can play. There's a myriad of things that that New Canaan can do with the 2 goalies. Plus, you've got 3 good defensemen that they're rotating through, and the 3 strong lines that they're bringing. They're going to be tough in the FCIAC.
Buckle up. They'll be fun. Of course, so will Darien. Oh, my gosh. Darien, New Canaan. Where have I heard that before? With all that said, that'll do it from the Darien Ice Rink. The final score, once again, is New Canaan 9 and Guilford 2. We thank you for joining us on this Monday night and an outstanding performance by the New Canaan Rams. We remind you our next broadcast comes your way next week. In fact, next Monday, as we go to the Bennett Rink in West Haven, Staples West and Shelton take on Amity at 4 o'clock, and New Canaan and Notre Dame of West Haven come your way at 6 o'clock. All that in boys ice hockey. Coffee break, get your day started tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock with Kate Chaplinsky. Mike Suppy will handle sports. Donald Eng will have history. For John Kovach, Marty Hersom, Eric Gendron directing, Dave Stewart, Chris Kaelin, I'm Rob Adams. Final score one more time. The New Canaan Rams 9, the Guilford Indians 2. From the Darien Ice Rink, we say have a good night, everyone. So long.
The preceding has been a presentation of the HAN Network, the leader for local news, sports, and entertainment in Fairfield and Westchester counties. This is the HAN Network, the leader for local news, sports, arts, and entertainment in southwestern Connecticut and beyond.